Perfecto! Day numero dos, right here, leg day. Your boy Will Aesthetics, and Caesar, and PMG, aka BC Shredded. Alright, so numero dos, leg day. Started off with deadlifts. You know, usually we'll start off with squats, but like I said, you know, always change it up always, because your body's gonna start getting used to, you know, starting with one thing and then like doing one thing, like a certain exercise after another, and it's just like, you know, it doesn't help. Let's just put it this way: it won't help your progress out. You know, it's kind of like you're inputting information in your body, and your body's just getting used to it. So, and not to mention that with the first exercise you always hit, they're gonna have more energy for that exercise. So if you're trying to grow your quads, or if you really want to focus on your quads a little bit more, then you know, you can either do squats first, or you can always just do squats, like regular squats, or front squats. You know, because the thing is, like, those kind of target out the quads a little bit more. But say you want to work on your hamstrings and you want to make sure you're hitting your hamstrings and you're growing your hamstrings, then for sure you would want to do deadlifts first, or hamstring curls. You know, like the machine curls, whether it be like the laying down, the sitting, or the standing curls. So right here, we got some deadlifts. And this is just like the regular deadlift, you know. There's not so fancy. Caesar, in a little bit, you're gonna see he was doing sumo deadlifts, and he just did that when I walked away, because side notes, my back was hurting a little bit, and it's a little bit sore right now because a couple days ago I was back there, you know. But you can see me walk away, and then that's where I'm not there anymore. I want to go formal. Hit sumo deadlifts. Now these are a little bit different. Doing sumo deadlifts, you actually target more of the hamstring and the inner thigh, and I can vouch for that, because these I don't really do as much, and actually I don't do at all. You see me in a couple of videos doing sumo deadlifts, but for the most part I don't. It's just like I think. I don't know. I mean, I should. You know. Of course, you should always try exercises out. But yeah, my back was hurting a little bit, so I went to go foam roll, and it's because my car's seat, like the seat of my car, is not working properly. Because some lady hit me from the back when I was in traffic this one time last year, and because I weigh so much, I actually broke the seat. So now, like the reclining, the way it reclines, it always goes back if I lean on it too much, which that's what it is. It's for support, you know. But anyway, moved on to squats. As you can tell, me, usually I like to do time under tension, which is always doing the reps a little bit slower, whereas my boy PMG over here was doing, well, this is Caesar, but my boy PMG was doing them a little bit faster. And you can train either way, but just keep in mind it's always good to train both ways, because for one of them, the time under tension, you're putting the muscle through more stress for long. Not that it's more stress through longer periods of time, but throughout the whole, say, 30 seconds or to 45 seconds you're doing the set, your muscles are under tension for most of that time. Whereas like doing faster reps for any exercise, your muscles are going through the tension, but it's more of a pump. You know, so you're using the fast twitch muscles, which, you know, you'll still grow that way because the muscle expands, you know, and you get more blood flow, more nutrients into the muscle. Me personally, I just like working on, for most part, I would like working on form and time under tension. Sorry about that, it's my phone. It's in the background. As you can tell, my calves are getting a little bit better, you know? I've been doing calves almost every day. And when I say that, I want to say maybe it's on average it's about three days on, 1 day off type of thing. The least would be 2 days on, 1 day off. Basically, trying to grow them legs, them calves. And the problem with me, I think the way my calves are inserted, it's like they're really high up, so and my legs are really long, to begin with. But it's getting there. Been using shorts more often this summer, so it's kind of like a motivation when people are gonna see you without, or they're gonna get to see your calves or your legs, and you just want to make sure you hit them correctly, and do everything, like well-rounded physique. And then after doing squats, we went to go do leg presses. You know why? Because that's how you make gains. You hit them from different angles. If you're doing squats, doesn't matter. You can do leg presses. You can do split squats. All kinds of squats, man. And the thing is, like, me personally, I always prefer to hit each muscle group or each muscle angle for by 2, at least 2 different exercises. So for example, the legs, you squat, you're hitting pretty much your whole legs, right? 360. But if you go in leg press, you're also hitting your legs 360, but it's a different type of motion, or not a motion, but it's a different type of concentration on your legs, So of course, I was switching it up. And to finish off, well, this was one of the last exercises for full legs, like quads, leg extensions. And I've told you guys before, when you're doing these, just make sure you do them a little bit slow, nice and controlled. Coming up, squeezing at the top, going down nice and slow. So as you can tell, the first few I was going down a little bit faster, but I slowed it down. And I like to do explosives on this one, so come up. But not so hard. You want to make sure you're pretty careful with your knees, because there's a lot of people that have gotten knee problems just because of using this machine. And the last one, calves, seated calves raise. As you can tell right here in my shot, my legs are pretty defined, or my calves are pretty defined. And actually, with the correct lighting, you can see all the veins in there. But it's just trying to add more size to it. And here you only see one angle being done, but I like doing this angle, kind of like where your feet are pointed in and feet are pointed out. And you do that all in one set, and do that for a couple sets or a few sets, and you'll see some good results. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Now, today's Sunday, and I will say happy festivities, happy 4th of July. Just be careful out there, be careful. If you have any fireworks, just be careful, be safe, and take care. And always remember, keep making gains in mind, body, and soul. This is Will signing off. Peace.